in a small, forgotten corner of Louisiana. April 24, 1946. A baby boy was born into a family with almost nothing. Their home was modest, no electricity, no running water, no toilet. A wood-burning stove filled the kitchen with the scent of smoke. His mother cooked while his father taught the children to hunt, to fish, to survive. For young Phil, the sound of rain on a tin roof, the birds singing in the swamp, the scent of damp earth, that was home. Life was hard, but it was real. Phil grew into a strong, handsome young man, a natural athlete. He played football at Louisiana Tech, alongside the legendary Terry Bradshaw. But none of it filled the emptiness inside. Phil turned away, chasing a different high. Nights blurred in a haze of alcohol, bar fights, and anger. Miss K, his wife, cried alone, praying in the dark while the children watched with wide, fearful eyes. Then, one night, chaos erupted. A fight. Shouts. A bottle shattering. Phil fled into the night, running from the mess he had made. By the river's edge, under the quiet night sky, Phil sat in the darkness and realized he had destroyed everything. His family, his future, himself. But in the stillness a whisper reached him. Phil, there is forgiveness. God loves you even though you are full of sin. His hands trembled. His tears fell. And in that moment Phil Robertson prayed, Lord, I can't live like this. Forgive me. And the man who rose from the riverbank was no longer the same. Phil returned to his first love, duck hunting. But the duck calls he had sounded fake, wrong. So he built his own night after night. Hands covered in sawdust, sweat dripping onto the workbench. Until, quack, quack, quack. A sound so perfect it seemed the swamp itself was calling. Duck Commander was born. It wasn't just a product. It was a second chance. Years passed. In 2020 a woman named Phyllis appeared. Phil, I'm your daughter. The past Phil thought was buried stood before him in flesh and blood. And in that moment, he opened his arms and said, You are my daughter. I'm sorry and I'm grateful you're here. The family was whole again. Phil Robertson. A man who fell and rose again. Who hurt and healed. Who was lost and found his way home. On May 25, 2025, at the age of 79, Phil Robertson closed his eyes for the last time. But his story lives on. In every duck call, Phil Robertson proved that no matter how far you've fallen, anyone can change. And in the quiet of the woods, the sound of the ducks will forever carry the story.